begin, as always, in the matchless glory and precious name of the Lord Jesus Christ. So yesterday, I just went over books that I was currently reading. Today, I'm going to go over some of the books that I have read in the past. This is what the video is about. First book I'm bringing up is Tactics. I got this book for my 29th birthday, and it's all about discussing your Christian convictions and probably giving a defense of your Christian faith. Greg Koukl does that masterfully, very masterfully. And I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I might go into an more in-depth look at it. The second one, I don't have it with me. It's called The Color of Compromise, and it's basically showing me how white Christians in America have compromised with racism throughout the American history. Written by Jemar Tisby. I mentioned another book of his in the preview yesterday, and I will have to give that one a 10 out of 10 as well. Wait, check that. I think I might give it a 9 out of 10. Third one is When Heaven and Earth Collide. Basically, it's very much similar to Color of Compromise. Only difference is it's more focused on the white Southern evangelicals and racism in the South. I'm going to give that thing it's written by a 9 out of 10, and it was written by Alan Cross. The third one, it's called Reading the Bible While Black. It's basically it's written by Esau McCulley. It's basically going over his time in seminary and how it basically ignored and it's going over his time in seminary, and how black people bring their biases to the Bible, how everyone brings biases to the Bible while reading it, and basically goes over verses that are used that look on the surface all seem to justify the slavery practice in the antebellum South, but really wasn't. Another book that I read, another book that I read would be America's Original Sin. I think it basically is going over the racism and the slavery of America. I think it was written by Jim Wallace, I think that's his name. If not, I'll go and check that out. Again, try to think of others. Theming power. Basically, it's just going over how church abuses go. Church abuses and racial abuses go, and all sorts of other abuses go by, and how power can be abused in general. And there's another one. It's called Black Fatigue. And here I'm basically just going how black people have been dealing with systemic racism for almost 400 years. It was written last year by Mary Frances Winters. There's also Rethinking Incarceration. It's basically looking from a Christian perspective at mass incarceration when it comes to jails, prisons, and more. And it looks at things from a psychological. It also explores some racism as well. So yeah, that's just a little example of some of the books that I've been I've read in the past. Oh, and by the way, I give this one an 8 out of 10. And for the previous one, Redeeming Power, I will have to give a 7. 7 out of 10. Or maybe 6 out of 10. 6, 7. Oh, wait, sorry. I think I'll be a little generous. 8 out of 10. Wait, check that. 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, 7.5 out of 10. I'll give that Redeeming Power 7.5 out of 10. All right. Those are the books I've read in the past. I would advise you to go check them all out. All right. That's all for this video.